Welcome to GW Today's Bulldog Fantasy. We're here once a week to talk to you about fantasy football and the news that you'll need to know for this week. I'm Matthew Johnson alongside Jared Murray. How you doing, Jared?
Doing well, Matt.
All right, Jared. Let's start off. Let's talk about the quarterback. Who's going to be a top quarterback for the viewers out there?
Yeah, I really like Alex Smith this week. I know he's somewhat of a game manager, people say, but I don't really think so. He's really leading this Kansas City team. They're now 7-3 and tied with Denver for the lead in the AFC West. I know he hasn't thrown a touchdown pass to a receiver yet this season, but he really likes his tight ends, and he likes hitting Jamal Charles and Niles Davis out of the backfield. As they play the Oakland Raiders, who are still winless this week, I really like Alex Smith as a quarterback to do big things.
Who's going to break the line and make plenty of yards on the ground as a running back for the viewers out there this week?
Really hitting in Brandon Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey's big season so far the entire year is Matt Forte's unbelievable performance this season. In terms of fantasy numbers, he's right up there or ahead of both DeMarco Murray and Le'Veon Bell, which are both having outstanding seasons. So as the Chicago Bears face off against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are playing better of late but still struggle against the run, I really like Matt Forte.
Plenty of wide receivers to choose from. Who do you think is going to be a good one for this week for the viewers?
Golden Tate. Yes, I know Calvin Johnson's back and healthy, but when Johnson was out, Golden Tate really emerged as the number one receiver for the Detroit Lions and a top receiver in all of the NFL. With the Detroit Lions facing off against a tough New England Patriots defense, I think Johnson's going to get lost on Revis Island. So look for Matt Stafford to really keep an eye on and give a lot of targets to Golden Tate this week. I expect him to have a big week.
A lot of defenses have been playing well lately. Green Bay pulled it off the other night. Who do you think is going to do it this week?
Can't go wrong with the Jeff Fisher defense. I really like St. Louis this week against a struggling San Diego offense the past few weeks. Also, St. Louis only gave up 7 points to Peyton Manning last week, and that's hard to do.
Who do you think is going to be a good sleeper for the viewers out there this week?
I think Colts running back Trent Richardson is a sleeper this week. Ahmad Bradshaw tore his ankle in Indianapolis' loss to New England, so he was put on the IR. So Boom Herron will come up from, he's been returning kicks. He'll come up and be that kind of tandem with Richardson. But I think the Colts fans are looking for Richardson to have that first big breakout game since he was traded to the Colts way back in the beginning of 2013 season. I really like Richardson this week against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Who's going to be waiting on the list and be a waiver wire pickup for all the viewers out there this week?
Chris Anderson, running back for the Denver Broncos, is a must waiver wire pickup this week. Ronnie Hillman's still going to be out 2 to 3 more weeks, and even though Monty Ball came back from injury last week, he re-aggravated that groin injury. So Chris Anderson is a must pickup in all leagues if he's available. Another guy to pick up is Jonas Gray. You saw what he did Sunday night. There was a statistical error that was corrected to put him over 200 yards on the ground against the Indianapolis Colts. If that's not enough, he scored 4 times. So I really like Jonas Gray. He might not be a player that you pick up this week and play right away, but look for him down the road when you get into your playoffs. He's going to be a must start. I really like Jonas Gray.
A lot of players being cut and a lot being injured. Who's going to be a good start on this week?
Denard Robinson. You just heard me talk about what Jonas Gray did in the Indianapolis Colts. Well, Denard Robinson's facing off against the Colts this week in Indianapolis. Last time these two teams played in Jacksonville, Robinson was a non-factor. He really didn't exist. Toby Gerhart was the running back. Now that Robinson's back, he's really emerging. He's getting better each and every week, and I really like him against an Indianapolis defense that really struggles against the run.
Who are you going to take to the bench and be a sit-em this week for the viewers out there?
Percy Harvin. He's a really bad matchup this week against the Bills. I know ever since he got traded from Seattle, he's kind of emerged as a top receiver threat for the Jets. And really, who knows if this game's even going to be played? They've gotten over 5 feet of snow in Buffalo. I know some of the team personnel is stuck at the stadium, at the headquarters there in Buffalo. The players have tweeted pictures. They can't even get out of their driveways. They're expected to get maybe 18 to 24 more inches before tomorrow is all said and done. And I know temps are expected to warm up this weekend, but a lot of rain could bring a lot of flooding. Messy conditions, even if they do play there in Buffalo. So Percy Harvin is a must-sit this week.
Old injuries and new injuries have been affecting the viewers. Which ones do you think are going to be most effective against them this week?
Well, Giovanni Bernard continues to struggle with his injury. Cincinnati Bengals. He was a top pick for most people when it came to fantasy when they drafted way back in August. But you got to keep an eye on him. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it back this week. And then there's 2 tight ends. First, Julius Thomas for the Denver Broncos. He's going to be out he's day to day, but most likely going to be out this week. So keep an eye and maybe pick up Jacob Tamme if you're looking for a tight end, especially if you're an owner of Julius Thomas. Him and Peyton Manning go back to their days in Indianapolis, so they have good chemistry. Another tight end is Dwayne Allen for the Colts. High ankle sprain, he's going to be out probably 2 to 3 weeks. Coby Fleener came in, filled in nicely in his absence. So if you're an owner of Dwayne Allen, Coby Fleener's a nice option as well. One more notable injury to keep an eye on is Arian Foster. Texans came off their bye week and he was out. Alfred Blue had a big game, so Houston might not stretch it and get Arian Foster back in there if he's kind of close to coming back but not quite there because Alfred Blue had such a good week last week.
Thanks for watching Week 12 of the GW Days Bulldog Fantasy. I'm Matthew Johnson.
And I'm Jerry McMurray.
And you guys have a happy Thanksgiving next week, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for Week 14 of the NFL Fantasy.
See you soon, folks.
Bye.